Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Majestic speaking, and today we're going to be looking into some more MechWarrior Online here. In front of you I have another Hunchback, and I know I talk about the Hunchbacks a lot, but I looked back on the videos and I know that I put out some on the 4P, the Gridiron, you know, a lot of different Inner Sphere variants, but I really didn't dive into any of the Origins. I mean, when they first came out, I did a video on it, but I really haven't messed with them as much as I obviously have with their Inner Sphere counterparts. So I wanted to take out the Hunchback IIC-A variant for you guys today because of the fact that in comparison to this mech in particular, you look at its Inner Sphere counterpart, and that is the Hunchback 4P. Now, that is one of my favorite mechs of all time in the game, and I love it because of that concentrated firepower in that right torso with those 6 energy hardpoints. But then I looked at the 2CA variant, and although the hardpoints are, as you can see, a little bit more scattered and dispersed across, you know, all 3 torsos, I guess you could say, the left, right, and center torso, it definitely has, you know, some potential, and I think it might be even better than the 4P. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison here in the beginning, but I was looking back, and I know that I've been doing the competitive builds, I've been doing tutorial series, I've been doing even Majestic series builds, but I wanted to just do some random gameplay for you guys, and I figured, you know what, before I actually start going into the actual gameplay, I wanted to do just a little side-by-side, a little comparison, because of the fact that the Hunchback in general is a chassis that I just enjoy taking out there on the battlefield, whether it's Inner Sphere or Clan. And, you know, I don't really mess around with the Clan counterparts, or in this case, the 2CA variant. And I first want to point out that, you know, first you're looking at the range of these mechs, because obviously if they both have the, you know, the 4P has the 9 energy hardpoints, the A has the 8 energy hardpoints, so you know you're messing with something similar right from the get-go. Now, the first thing that I took into consideration, obviously with those 8 versus 9, you're probably going to be using medium lasers. Now, you could go small pulse, you could go smalls if you want. I mean, you could really mix and match wherever you want. But I wanted to make these two kind of similar in comparison from the standpoint of comparing simply the Inner Sphere versus the Clan counterpart. Now, they both have the same engine in there. The 4P has, or my 4P has a standard 275 in there. The Clan variant, or the 2CA variant, has an XL 275 in there, a Clan XL 275, so I don't have to worry about my torso getting blown off and dying. That's just point number 1. Now, if I look actually at what I placed on these things, 8 medium lasers is what I wound up putting on this 2CA variant versus 7 medium lasers that I placed on the Hunchback 4P. Now, although those are similar in the fact that they're both medium lasers, you have to look at Clan versus Inner Sphere. Now, Clan obviously has extended range, and I'm putting more of them on the 2CA variant versus the 4P, which only has 7, and, you know, it doesn't have the same range, but it has quirks to go along with it. That includes the medium laser duration, energy heat generation, laser duration, and energy cooldown. So you'll probably be able to fire off more with the 4P versus the 2CA variant, which has no quirks. So right from the get-go, you have to decide whether or not you want to go for quirks, or whether you want to go for hard points, and so on and so forth, and just load these things up with range. You know, I decided, you know, obviously if I'm doing the 2C, that I'm going to load this thing up to the brink. And I filled out this thing completely, and I'm going to show you my loadout on it. 8 medium lasers, and then I filled the rest of it with double heat sinks. Now, again, I did have the Clan XL 275 in there, and with the 8 medium lasers on there and filling the rest of it with those Clan double heat sinks, I was able to get it up to 1.13 as my heat management ratio. Now, I know that's typically breaking my own rule, where I like to stand above a 1.2 heat management threshold. But look at the amount of double heat sinks I have in this puppy. 24 double heat sinks, so the heat dissipation is absolutely insane. And when I realized what I would be actually using this mech for, you're not going to run around and use a full alpha with this mech. That's not necessarily its intention. Obviously, maybe in the beginning, if you're starting out, or if you're just starting a match or something like that, or if you get backed into a corner and you're just trying to do as much damage as you can, you realize it's kind of a do or die situation, you unload an alpha. It's got a 56-point alpha. That's absolutely insane, especially on a medium. So when you're doing 56 points of damage versus the 4P with those 7 medium lasers doing 35 points of damage, you gotta pick and choose your spots here. But I decided to stick with the clan with 8 medium lasers, despite that heat management ratio of 1.13, just because I made up for it with the heat dissipation. 24 double heat sinks. That heat is cranking down very, very fast. So, it really does work out in our favor from that perspective. Now, they both have similar armor. This one, I decided to put full armor on it, except for 2 points in the head in order to make sure everything fit. So this has 336 out of 338 armor versus my 4P, which has 320 out of 338. So obviously a little bit of a difference there. The 4P doesn't have any, it has the one arm that you can put energy hard points on, but the other one is a dummy arm, so that's why I stripped off the armor on there. But this guy in particular, the 2CA variant, is fully armored except for the head. Obviously they're not really aiming for the head if they see 8 energy weapons firing at their face, so you have to take it into that perspective. You know that they're probably not going to be aiming for your head, and even so, if they did, you're taking off only two points of armor is not the end of the world. So again, 56 points on an alpha is insane. The 4P, it does have a 1.32 heat management ratio versus my 1.13, but again, that 56-point alpha versus the 35 on the 4P, obviously you're going to go in favor of the 2C. Now, with the dissipation, that's the only reason why this is acceptable. The 4P has 19 double heat sinks versus this, which has 24, but you also have to take into account that the clan double heat sinks to only take up 2 slots versus the inner sphere that takes up 3. So, you're really messing around with, the logistics in every capacity here. Between the tonnage, the slots, the armor, heat management, everything is coming into play here now. And although I have more slots to work with, in this case with the clan, with the 2CA variant, you still only have 50 tons to work with, right? So, the fact that I crammed on 8 medium lasers on here and then just filled the rest of this thing to the brink with double heat sinks, it works out. It works out in my favor. It is something that I enjoy taking out there on the battlefield. And I realized very, very quickly, because I am someone who likes to use my alpha. I am someone who likes to fire all these things off at once and really hit them where it hurts. That intimidation factor comes into play, and you feel like a god. But, I sat myself back and I said, you know what? If this build is to work, yes, you could alpha with it without hitting that maximum heat threshold and powering down. But the majority of the time, you are going to be chain firing these weapons. So I have these grouped into 3, 3, and 2. So the 3 in the left torso, 3 in the right torso, and then the 2 in the center torso. So, and I can even break that out even more and go 2, 2, 2, 2. So I have 2 medium lasers for each button. So, if I really wanted to, I could break it out more, but this in particular is working out for me very, very well, very nicely. If you guys want to try it out for yourself, I highly suggest it. And it's a ton of fun. Now, the other thing that I wanted to point out why this 2CA variant might just be better, especially personally better, than the 4P jump jets. This mech has jump jet capability, which I know a lot of you like to take into consideration when you're building out your mechs. So the fact that I have 8 medium lasers and I'm flying around the map, doing the same speed, a higher alpha, great heat dissipation, lacking on heat management, but I can literally scoop myself across the map and fly. That's from an all-encompassing perspective. I have the range as well with my weapons versus the inner sphere. I don't have the quirks, but even without that, I think I would still take this 2CA variant over the 4P. And you know, I'm just looking at it on paper. You know, it's simply, you know, it's simply math. When you add everything up, the 2C-A variant is definitely probably a little bit more competitive, a little bit stronger to take out there than the 4P. Now, I'm going to do 3 rounds of gameplay for you guys so you can see exactly how this thing competes out there on the battlefield. And, you know, you guys can make a case for it. Either way, I mean, I still love the 4P. I'm just thinking for my play style in particular that, in my personal opinion, the 2C-A variant might win out over the 4P. So, I mean, maybe that's for another later date, you know, just seeing how they compete in the mechanics-wise. You know, obviously there's more concentrated focus fire also with the 4P versus the 2C-A. So, you know, you really have to, you know, think about what you prefer in your mechs. But let's jump out there onto the battlefield now. Again, 3 rounds of just gameplay for you guys. Again, I saw that I hadn't just given out some gameplay for you guys to check out. It's been competitives, builds, and majestic builds, and tutorials, so on and so forth, streams, and fan requests. But now it's time to jump back into the basics, what I founded this channel on, and get into just the raw gameplay for you guys to see. So here comes 3 rounds of gameplay. Totally different scenarios between huge maps, small maps, hot maps, and cold maps. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, here we go. First round is going to be on Polar Highlands. Now from a heat management perspective, this certainly plays in our favor. Negative 55 degrees Celsius is the ambient temperature. The thing that we have to be concerned about is the range. This is one of the biggest maps in the game, and it's also one of the most open maps in the game. So what we're going to have to do is we're probably going to wind up sticking to the trenches for the most part. And again, we are an opportunity mech. And again, what I mean by that is the fact that we take advantage of the situation that we see our team in. Not what's available to us. What we're going to do is we're not necessarily going to be on the front lines. We're not necessarily going to be on the back lines. We're going to be amplifying the damage that is placed down by our heavies and assaults. Whatever we see them focusing on, we want to help them out. We want to give additional damage, crit those mechs, take off those components, and even get those kill shots if we can. But that's our primary objective, and this map certainly works in our favor from heat. But again, 405 meters to work with is our optimal range with these clan ER mediums, so we're going to have to play this tactfully, sticking to the trenches, waiting for the opponents to get into range for us in particular is a huge concern of mine. So we're going to have to certainly be patient and make sure that we stick with a majority of the team. But in the early goings of this game, you can afford to run out a little bit ahead because you have 96 kph to work with from the get-go. So, I mean, you might as well use a little bit of it while you can. I'm not saying to go full scout mode, but at least just get aware of your surroundings, get yourself into a position, preferably somewhere, especially on this map, towards, you know, this Gulf 9, Gulf 8 area provides a lot of cover. A lot of trench warfare can go down in this area. So we're going to have to see how this pans out. But as you can see, we do have a cheetah over there who is relaying information back to us. They're over the comms right now, and I'm talking over them. So I'm going to have to pay a little bit more attention to what they decide to do. I'm out in the middle of nowhere by myself kind of right now, but I am between 2 lights. They are feeding information back to the rest of our team. And I'm simply sitting here in the middle. And as you can see, my team is rallying up behind me. So one thing I like to do in particular with these mechs, in this particular chassis, this particular role, is I like to pick a partner. So you sit here and you say, well, I could go with the heavy, I could stand in the back and stay with that direwolf back there. I could move up if I want, I could stay back. I really am not limited to just standing in one spot. But I can lay down some fire while the rest of my team is getting back into position. So we're going to take a little bit of a mixed approach here. I am staying relatively close to this Timberwolf. He probably will wind up being my partner. I'm going to help amplify the damage wherever he starts to fire.
I've been caught out by a few dual gas builds.
And he's still with me. That cheetah, he looks a little beat up now.
Well, back in the day, I had a quad gauze build, but then they frickin' nerfed everything to where you couldn't fire all 4 at once.
right flank is going to be acceptable. Probably see some enemies trying to focus on the right.
So again, now we have the big boys coming in. We have our
do something. We're out in the
assaults
open
coming
here,
up. We do have a medium over there, that's SCORCHING. And a Jenner 2C, or no, a Jenner F, I'm sorry. I saw the C, but that was just the F
Yeah,
champion.
shit happens. Let's move right and go greet them.
Acquired.
Not going to get aggressive here by myself. That's how you get cored up and destroyed, so...
I'd move
Just
right
gonna-
now up to G8 where we at least have some cover while we can.
I agree. And it's a herd effect. You know, they see one person start moving that way, then the rest of them start moving that way.
Enemy base is being captured.
Yes,
New
sir.
target Acquired.
I see you.
Keep eyes on
And that's the good arm on the
if you can.
Centurion, so if we could get that off, that would be pretty clutch.
No.
I'm not going to chase the rabbit. There's only a couple of
Never
them
mind,
over
I'm gonna go
there.
head home real
We
quick.
do have a couple of opponents just chilling over here. Interesting
I
enough.
hate oxide.
Don't everybody chase. Don't everybody chase.
Oh, we lost our cheetah, so now we're going to have to back up a little more. Distance ourselves so that we're not necessarily on the front lines. We don't want to be right there. Got to help out with this oxide and stuff. Everyone seems to be distracted by it. And the enemy team is going to take full advantage of that. That's a brilliant move on their part. They certainly do have the advantage right now. And this freaking Centurion needs to go, man.
Come on, boys. I need backup over here. Ah, fuck.
New target
Ripped
acquired.
them up real good. They're on
Trying to help out
them.
that dire wolf, but it looked like they split up. They chased the squirrel. Now we're kind of running frantically, trying to land as much damage as we can on these guys. And that Zeus, he's not looking too good now. He's not looking too
Get
good
that
at all,
Centurion,
actually.
ain't much left to him.
At least let them know that we're still a presence here. We're starting a firing line. I have a new friend to stick around with, and that is this Warhammer that's right in front of me. He's pretty aggressive. We're going to capitalize on this, take down this Zeus if we can.
Target destroyed.
And even if we don't take down the Zeus,
New target.
we could still go for this Black Knight. That would be clutch if we could get this kill. And I know there's someone behind me, so we're going to have to make this quick. Oh, and we overheated. Come on, wake up. We had to take the shot. We had to get the kill. Okay. Got a Mauler coming up on us.
Target destroyed.
We have a Timberwolf still over here.
New target acquired.
And he's going to go down pretty quickly, too, here.
Target destroyed.
Yes, good night,
Alright,
sir.
Get ready for G8. There's
Excellent.
more.
Okay, so we capitalized on that.
Well,
Now we can
I like that.
focus up with the rest of the team. There's finally no threat coming from another direction that we have to worry about. And we should form up a firing line. It's 8
I
to
built the,
3.
I learned 70 bow
So
out of
hopefully
that
we
thing.
could just take full advantage of this now and no one, you know, plays this poorly. I wonder why I can't target him. ECM, I guess.
Target acquired.
You only got 4 left, boys. Make it happen. Group up and overrun.
Warning. Incoming.
No, not the Stalker. Not getting me with your LRMs. Tell you that.
New target acquired.
Taking off some serious armor on this Stalker now. Yeah.
Warning. Incoming.
I'm not backing down. I'm not backing down, you little prick.
Target destroyed.
And of course I take the overheat penalty for that.
Acquired.
But it's all good. Oh, he's dead.
Arctic
Who's
Cheetah,
left?
Foxtrot 7.
Arctic Cheetah Foxtrot 7.
Target acquired.
He's right next to me. Oh, you little poop sniffer.
Target
Oh, I got his leg. Ha ha ha!
Good job, guys.
And there you go, ladies and gents. We took our opportunities when we had the chance. Ultimately wound up being a fantastic round. I thought we were screwing the pooch there for a second, but turned it around. 814 damage, 2 kills, 9 assists, 3 times doing the most damage. 814, that's a solid score. Excellent round all overall. Trying to help out in multiple directions. I thought when everyone started to scatter a little bit, everyone started chasing the squirrel, as we like to call it, and when you do that, you really run the risk. If you can overwhelm them, which we did, it winds up being a good thing, but if you don't, oh man, could that be devastating. We lost that direwolf, and I thought that might have been game over. They might have had the advantage, but I had that Warhammer with me. He helped me out. We took out the Black Knight. We took out the Timberwolf. Yes, we overheated, but we had to use our alpha. If they used an alpha on me, that would have been an entirely different scenario and probably an entirely different outcome. So, great job overall with the entire team. Definitely a great round of gameplay. I hope you guys appreciated it from the standpoint that I brought to you. But let's hop back into the queue. Hopefully we can get 2 more great rounds for you guys to check out, just so that you can get more of a perspective on how to use this mech. And hopefully there'll be more, whether they're shorter range maps, even if we do get a larger map, then hopefully it's a warmer map, so you can see how to utilize this mech even and make it as effective as it possibly can be in different environments. But let's hop back into the queue here and see if we can mix things up a bit. Alrighty guys, here we go. Round number 2 is going to be on the Mining Collective. 22 degrees Celsius is the ambient temperature. So we don't necessarily have it against us, but we don't necessarily have it in our favor either. We do have the range on our side, though. In fact, I think 405 meters of range with our clan ER medium lasers is perfect for this map. It's definitely a brawly map. It's short range. It's one of the smallest maps in the game. There is a lot of structure on this map that we can utilize to our advantage, especially in the beginning, where we can get off probably 1 full alpha before we're going to have to head back towards the rest of the team and start doing our chain firing. That's not to say that we're not going to alpha throughout the rest of the game. It's just to say, you know, we're going to get ourselves set up here first. We are playing Conquest, so we do have to keep in mind all the cap points, but we also have to keep in mind where our team is being positioned and exactly where their direction is headed. So first things first is we are going to try and get at least 1 full alpha off. And we're going to run straight ahead into the Delta 3 ramp up here. And we're going to probably take 1 shot and then peek back, join up with the rest of the team. We do have our lights taking up Epsilon right now, so that certainly works out. And it doesn't look like they came this way. They went up the Echo line and took Gamma. So that's totally fine. If they want to go that way and they're going to take a... Yeah, there we go. So we did get a full alpha off on a target, and it was in fact a hunchback. So now we're going to move up towards Theta, help this Stormcrow cap the point, and then hopefully hang within the middle of our unit. We're not going to take a huge flank unless put into that position.
Don't want to be 3.
Heat level critical. Target acquired. Warning incoming missile. Heat level critical.
And we're just going to chain fire for right now. We are getting a little warm, so we'll probably pop that cool shot. Ow, ow. And now we're going to turn back.
Shouldn't be 3 right now.
Didn't take too much damage. We're going to sit here with our friend, the direwolf, and help him focus and target whoever he's looking at.
Heat level critical. Heat level critical.
Oh, I knew it was going to happen too as soon as I shot.
Heat level critical.
They're pushing to B3.
So we do have the cap advantage already, which is great. Don't want to turn our backs too much. Okay, so now we know where they are positioned. And I'm going to make a jump
Fuel at 25%.
over to here
Fuel at 0%. Artillery strike online.
and get a full alpha
Warning incoming missile. Heat level
off on
critical.
that Hunchback back
destroyed.
there. So he's probably all kinds of cored up, if not dead.
Target acquired.
Get a full alpha off on that Warhawk.
New target acquired. Heat level critical. Artillery strike online.
There we go. Excellent work with the chain fire. Now we're going to have to take out this other Direwolf Warhawk combo.
Heat level critical.
There we go.
New target acquired. Heat level critical.
No! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Left person.
Get out of the way!
Warning incoming missile.
Missiles are coming in really hot. We're gonna peek up here now because we do have the flank perspective on them.
Heat level
Yes, and
critical.
got that Warhawk's arm off, which is great.
Target acquired. Heat level critical. Target destroyed.
Help me, team. I cannot take on this cheetah by myself. There we go. He dropped his airstrike before he died, which was smart on his part. And they only have 3 guys left, so I'm gonna push. Actually, it looks like they're all really in the Charlie line.
Target acquired.
And that Jaeger mech is so fresh.
Destroyed. Center torso critical damage.
Man, he got me good. Double Gauss round to the CT.
Heat level critical.
Oh boy. Get back up. That's all he's got, and he's gonna lose pretty quickly here now.
Heat level critical. Heat level critical.
Oh, it was either him or me. Oh no, I overheated. Oh, jeez. What a second round. Oh, man. 2 kills, 7 assists, 810 damage. Wow. Hey, low tide. Oh, 4 times did the most damage. Excellent round of gameplay. He double gossed me in the center torso, and I think the fact that I overheated put me over the top. Definitely topped the leaderboards with damage, though. 810 damage with this guy. Man, I don't know if we can do better than that. But you know what? For the last round, we're going to try. So let's head back. Let's drop right back into the queue here. Hopefully we can get one more good round for you guys so you can at least see, just from another perspective, how this thing can be used out there on the battlefield, and hope that we get another great round of gameplay for you guys. Here we go. Alrighty guys, so here we go. Round number 3 is going to be on Viridian Bog. Now, the Bog definitely presents a challenge from a heat management perspective. 38 degrees Celsius is the ambient temperature, so it is a little bit warmer, but we do have the range in our favor. 405 meters of range with these Clan ER mediums is perfect. I mean, if you look really in any direction, you know, you're not really exceeding that threshold by much. I mean, you know, even to that pillar over there, it's 380 meters. Over to that, you know, plateau over there, it's 373 meters. So really, we're in optimal range from a standpoint of actually reaching our targets on the map. I have no doubt about it. We're just going to have to manage the heat again. So we can afford probably to do a full alpha. From the get-go, you know, first target we see, we could probably unload an alpha on them. But from there on out, we will probably have to focus more on chain firing. And, you know, I have them grouped up 3, 3, and 2, so we can chain fire them pretty easily, I guess you could say. But if I think that, you know, I'm even getting close to that heat management threshold, I'll either pop the cool shot or I could just back up and become a second line kind of mech for an extended period of time. Now, as I said before, this should never really primarily be a frontline mech. In the beginning of a match, you're doing a lot of maneuvering around your fast medium, your 95 point... Ooh, and he just... Very, very interesting, sir.
Acquired.
A Jaeger mech. And he is waiting. I'm waiting for his little... Oh, he's got a UAV up too. Hide behind this Marauder a little bit and help him out.
Heat level critical.
Oh, man, we could have gotten him. And he's all kinds of messed up, though, now.
Heat level critical. Target destroyed.
Ah, got him! Excellent, excellent, excellent. Great way to start off this match. It is 1-1. We lost one, and they lost one. But we seem to have the rest of our team with us, so I'm not really worried about it from that perspective of making sure that we, you know, get our get the odds back in our favor here. There are a lot of enemy mechs right over there, so I am not going to be a frontline mech, as I mentioned. We're going to play this tactfully.
Artillery strike online. Heat level critical.
Give ourselves a chance to cool down a little bit.
Heat level critical.
And that cicada is not liking me very much. At all, really.
New target acquired. Heat level critical.
And I have to back up a little bit here. We had our friends with us, and it seems they're not all together with us just yet. They might be providing support from above, which is totally fine. Oh, boy. Did he run into a tree? That was fantastic. And we don't want to leave our Mauler out here by himself if he's just going to stand there. We will help him out as much as we can, but we do have to be careful. We don't want to be exposing ourselves too much. We don't want to be giving away too much. Oh, did he overheat? Yes, he did. Oh, boy.
Acquired. Heat level critical.
Oh, man, is he cored up. This is a fantastic round so far.
Heat level critical.
Hope we don't die. That would be horrible if we died after having this kind of match.
Heat level critical.
Nope, you're not getting me with your little
Missile.
streaks or any kind of SRMs.
Heat level critical.
So as you can see, I'm really picking and choosing my spots when I want to do 6 lasers, 3 lasers, 2 lasers, 4 lasers. Well, I can't do 4, but you know what I mean. I'm grouping them. I group them accordingly to how I know I wanted to fire them. So that certainly is something that you have to take into consideration too. Again, you could group them up 2-2-2-2. You could group them up how I did 3.
Target
Oh yes, I got him. Yes, yes, yes.
acquired.
Is that what I thought it was up there? Just chilling? 7-3. A lot of them are mobilizing. I don't see anyone over here now, so this is our opportunity to get a little bit of a flank. Again, we are an opportunity mech. We are not a frontline mech. We are not a backline mech. We are an opportunity mech, so if an opportunity presents itself, we are going to take it.
Heat level.
And that was a lot of damage into your back, sir.
Target destroyed.
Ooh, good night. Good night. You don't like that, huh? And the rest of my team decided to follow up with me. Let's rush onto this plateau if we can. If we
Target
can.
acquired. Heat level critical.
That Shadowhawk is going to go down.
Heat level critical.
Oh, I thought we could get the kill.
Target destroyed.
Oh, I got him. Oh my gosh, this is insane.
Acquired. Heat level critical.
Overheated and he's behind the tree. Wake up.
Target destroyed.
One left, and I think he's on the Charlie 4 Delta 4 plateau. Pretty sure he's got to be somewhere around. Is that Warhawk dead? I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's just Vietnam who's left. Don't know where he is. Aha.
Acquired.
Oh, he's gonna summon her. And a summoner that should almost be legged. He's gonna go down.
Target destroyed.
And there we go. I got the assist because I did hit him a couple times. So, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent final round. Some great shooting, great opportunities that we took advantage of. 900 damage. Woof. Fantastic round. 4 kills, 5 assists. 4 times did the most damage. Well, when you're doing 900 damage, I guess you can expect that number to be around there. But that was absolutely incredible. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Obviously saving the best for last here. Let's hop back into the garage and close out this video with some final words, final thoughts for you guys to think back on if you decide to make this build and this mech for yourselves. Alrighty guys, so here we are back in the garage. Just some closing thoughts, some final words as I close off this video on the Hunchback IIC-A variant. It certainly is a blast to use, and it has a ton of firepower at its disposal when used correctly. And in some cases, you know, I did overheat. You know, it's sometimes, you know, you get so amped up and ready to go into the battle that you're not even paying attention to the heat, and after you unload an alpha, like I did on occasion, you know, some of those follow-up shots, it just puts you over the limit, and it's as simple as that. But it certainly is a blast to use. It's a fast mech, it's got jump jets, it's got the loadout. It really can deal a significant amount of punishment if used correctly. It is all torso mounted, so that is a little bit of a disadvantage for it because it can't use those arm actuators to pitch at high or at extremely high or extremely low angles. But the fact that it does have a significant amount of structure, again, those jump jets, it's pretty durable, and it's got a 56-point alpha. I mean, that in and of itself speaks volume. And for a medium to do that kind of damage, you know, in one fell swoop, and then maybe lay low for a little bit before he's able to do it again. 24 double heat sinks allows that heat dissipation to really come into play and get that heat down pretty quick so that you can ultimately go back on a full alpha. Now, again, it is only 1.13 with the heat management, so you do have to keep that in mind when you're using it out there on the battlefield. You know, if you can master the technique of chain firing, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm still working with it. So, you know, hopefully you at least understand the approach, the take that I took on this mech. I know that there's going to be people that are going to say, like, you should switch this, you should mix it up with that, you know, you really need to learn this. And look, I'm giving you guys just some gameplay with a random build that's been working for me. And I think just from those, you know, 3 rounds that I showed you, that I demonstrated that. And I know that there's stuff that I can improve on. I know that there's stuff that you guys as pilots are improving on. And that's the whole point. I'm in tier 1. I mean, I'm showing you guys I'm in tier 1. And there's still stuff that I can work on. I'm not perfect, okay? I'm not the best player in the world, and it took me a while to get to this point. So, and even now, I'm still learning. And even with mechs like this, you know, you have to take them with a grain of salt. I went a little bit against the grain here. I stepped like kind of beyond my own box of thought here with keeping my heat management at 1.2, and I let it dip. But I said, you know what? I think it will suffice if I keep on the number of heat sinks as I did. I put on a pretty sizable engine so that I can scoot around the battlefield pretty quick, and then I even saved some room for those jump jets so that I could really make this an all-purpose kind of mech. It's an opportunity mech, guys. So you're not really going to be on the front lines, for a long period of time. There were a couple points there where, we peaked, we poked, we were at the front, but then you fade back a little bit. Let the rest of your team help you out, and then you can help amplify the damage that they're placing on the opponents. That's the intention of this type of build. It's similar to the Blackjack 1X. It's similar to the 4P, the Hunchback 4P, which is the Inner Sphere variant, as I had mentioned earlier in the video. But, it really does come into play when you just want to have this kind of firepower at your disposal. You get in a tough spot, you might be going down, you unload it, and you do as much damage as you can, so that hopefully the next person that's on your team that takes a shot at the opponent you were targeting can take him down. But really, its main purpose is to amplify the damage. Opportune times when you see your heavies and your assaults pinpointing a target, help them out. They have a huge alpha, and that's probably what they're catering to on those builds. But if you can double that, or at least come close to doubling that, you're going to deal some serious hurt to your opponents. So I hope that you guys at least took this from that perspective. I'm going to keep working with some of these builds here. I have so much more content that I want to share with you guys. It's just stuff that I've accumulated even over the past... I've only been playing this game. It'll be a year for me in July. So I'm coming up on, I guess that's 10 months? Something like that? So, I've been around for a little while with the game. I'm still working my way at it, and, to be at this point, I really just appreciate all the support. I really just wanted to share it with you guys, let you know what else is out there in case you don't understand all the mechanics and the techniques and tactics that are involved in the game, because a lot of people just run around and just start shooting, and they don't really think about the rest of the team. But each build that I take out there has a purpose, and I hope I convey that to you guys today throughout each of these 3 rounds. Yes, they were a blast. They're tons of fun, and I gave 3 different perspectives at least, from a short range approach, a hot approach, a cold approach, a long range approach. It was kind of all wrapped into one. I am limited, obviously, with only doing 3 rounds in this, so maybe you'll see this guy come back out on the battlefield another day. But for now, I really want to thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate every single ounce of support that you guys have given this series. These are still custom builds that I'm bringing out there. Some people might have this build, some people might have a modification of this build, and that's all well and good, but this is what I'm running around with. And yeah, it's possible that some other people out there have it, but I decided to try it for myself, and this was the result. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of MechWarrior Online. Feel free to become royal today, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the section below, and if you don't want to post your comments or anything there, you can feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll be more than willing to answer that as soon as I possibly can. There's a lot of comments and emails that are flooding in, and I really just appreciate all the kind words that you guys have. I appreciate the constructive criticism, but at the same time, it really does make me feel good when you guys support not only what I'm doing, the mech that I took out, the gameplay, and you really just have kind words to throw back, so that at least I know that I'm doing something right, that it's contributing in some capacity to you guys developing as pilots out there on the battlefield. So thank you guys so much again for that. Keep it up, whether it's a good comment, bad comment, constructive criticism, whatever the case, keep at it, keep grinding away. I know that there's some of you that might think you're at lower tiers. How am I going to get up there? I don't know what to do. You'll get there. Just keep working at it. It's not, it's tier 1, it's just a label. At the end of the day, it's a label, and I really don't want you guys to personify it as like, oh my gosh, these are the gods of MechWarrior, so on and so forth. You'll get there. I have no doubt in my mind that every single one of you guys that is subscribed to the channel, that follows the series, that plays MechWarrior, as you continue to develop your skills, get more familiar with the maps, the mechs, the tactics, and really dissect everything that's going on, that you really just, improve for yourself, if nothing else. Just at the end of the day, if you're playing, just at least set a goal for yourself and go for it. because I mean I'm just trying to help you guys out as much as I can. So we are approaching the 1750 subscriber giveaway mark. That's the last thing that I'm going to bring up before we close off this video. So for those of you who haven't already, please send me an email if you want to be a part of the Light Mech Hero giveaway, which I will be doing at 1750 subscribers. So I'm really excited about all this. I really love giving away just stuff to you guys to help you out and give you a little bit of a boost, something else to try out there on the battlefield, and at least put a smile on your faces for the rest of the week, day, whatever it may be, however long it lasts. And just have fun. At the end of the day, it's a game. Have fun. So I hope you guys are having fun, because I know I sure am. So thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you all on the battlefield. Take care, guys.